Good evening, guys, and welcome to this Hattrick live stream. Let's see if we can find a picture. Where are you, Hattrick? There we are. Hello. I had a bit of an issue with some warning from the thingy. So hopefully it's looking as expected on your end as well. But let me know if there's anything wrong. And I probably won't be able to do much about it, but then at least I'll know. League match 6 in San Marino. Just removing some of the national team games on Friday, which we didn't get to see. Live at least. But in the top flight we have the matchup Oregano's team Faiutano Finns versus the eternal defending champions of San Marino, more or less Penarasa Bramante, managed by Vanagor. They are slowly finding their way back to the top. Penarasa Bramante, that is. Sonic the Hedgehog United versus Myalinas. Myalinas a little isolated. Perhaps they could be, at least if they lose today against the Sega legends Sonic the Hedgehog. Legalin FC against Damiano Tomasi FC. Tomasi could solidify their status as a top team this season. On the other hand, if Galin takes a win at home, it could even out the points scored in the table for sure. Forti Calcio versus Piccolo Obise. Mod Pentolino against Poseliten. They could, and they will see if they can hang on to their first place in the table today against the big lads. Ubisa could potentially secure or solidify their status in the top half of the division as well. Nasty Dragons versus Mickey B. Interesting encounter here in Division IB3. The perfect result here, from my perspective, would I think I would like these two guys to draw. And that would leave them both completely tied, same goal difference, same points, and then we could potentially be just 1 point behind. Fiorentino RSM, butt bashing. Ladendicht Imfish visiting the bots today, trying to hold on to the top status, I should say. Butt bashing here as well. AS Serravalle versus Intercalvehave, and we'll have to win by the biggest margin possible. Playing in the rain today, luckily not at home. And finally we have BKS Union Belize and the Unknowns. BKS Union Belize, they have been buying a few interesting players lately, some traffic in and out of the club. And then we have the Unknowns, strong in defense. Perhaps they are moving a bit soon, because they, like, defensively they're starting to look quite strong, but they'll need more weapons in the arsenal if they are to perform better. That's the quick analysis on my part. Let's do a scouts call as well. We have to fire an unfortunate young man in the academy. And who should that be? Mayani. He won't go anywhere, I think. Savellini, he's well beyond 17 years of age. Let's fire him. Alright, just pausing the music here, because it's a lot easier for picking up the VOD for the Let's Play series. Alright, so let's see. Week 7 youth pool. Let's see what scouts have for us this week. They're all... No, there's one 15-year-old. Unfortunately, he looks like the least promising. Raffaele Martellini. The question is, however... Now we should select him and check see if there's something. Perhaps a little surprise here. He's almost 16 years old, which is not the best, not what you are hoping for at least. But on the other hand, he's not the most talented either, so perhaps it's better to just give him a quick try for either playmaking, scoring, or defending at some point, and then see if he's... And then see if we have to fire him. Anyway, let's move on to the live games. They are just about to start. Grab the live page here as well. 40 seconds. Until we start today's league games. Here we go. Let's reload the page and go check some ratings. Let's start out in the top flight. Gaetano Fins versus Penarosa Bramante. Looks fairly even, a little advantage for the champions. Let's see what happens after minute 5 with the man markings. I'm guessing we'll see something. Joaquin Rodriguez, perhaps. The question is if there's a target on Dominic Campa on the wing today. Tactical winger. Sonic the Hedgehog versus Myelina's double counter-attacking here, that's interesting. Ooh. That's a tough one to call out. But at least Sonic the Hedgehog will get the actual counter tactic. Damiano Tomasi attacking down the middle. Divine 25. Attacking down the flanks. This is interesting because... Wow! Estrella will be man marking. I think fairly certain. That'll be interesting after just a few more minutes. How open will it be? That's my guess, at least because of this minute 1 instruction. Piccolo Pisa, Divine 25 counterattack. Attacking down the wing, but I think it does look like they have been called tactically. Oh my. The interesting thing here though is that Piccolo Pisa will have to see if they can find a way down the wings here. We have the second goal of the evening. Javier Soltero for Peñarosa Palamante down the right sector, you could say, to hit. And they've done so. Hey McCulloch, 7-0 for you today. Hattrick from Zanotti. That would be lovely. We always love to see some hat-tricks, especially if it's number 5 of Intercalvehave. We also have to remember that Casio Silva from a direct free kick 2 minutes in for BK's Union Belize. That might very well be the best chance they get on this evening. BK's Union Belize. The unknowns. Titanic counter-attacking. They'll have to find a way down one of the flanks, I'd say, to make good use of the tactic. Nasty Dragons and Mickey B. Dreaming of a draw here. Is that possible? No, I don't think so. I think the Nasty Dragons will win this one. Divine 21 counter-attacking ability. Two good sectors. This is a good approach from Nasty Dragons, and we'll have to take note for next week. Lokomotiv Lardendicht, how many goals? That's the question. Mythical attack down the middle. You could argue that attacking down the middle here is not the best choice, simply because these two sectors open up just a little more and still a very good conversion ratio in down the sides. I would probably have opted out of the attacking down the middle, but probably not. It's not a fatal mistake, but it could give a few more goals, or perhaps increase the difference between the two teams on the goal, on the score sheet. And now I can safely say that I've basically the same situation here, but without employing the tactic. 6.7 expected goals for Intercalvehave today. Pico Ibiza has taken the lead. From a counter down the left, that's a good start. Statistically, they shouldn't get any more side. Maybe one in the other side. But it's a good start for Pico Ibiza to be celebrating the goal this early. Juan Estrecha, the man mark. Sviat. Jan Sviat. He's from Poland. I'll have to double check this because 6% down the middle. Yeah, that's a pretty good man mark. Pretty open defense in both ends. But moving another 4% in the middle from a chance distribution perspective is a good move. The seasoned veterans in the top flight. Getting a good man marker in for the build is probably one of the better utility players as well, and potentially not even, when it comes to buying price, not even the worst one, but he might be expensive on the wages if you just want a very mono-skilled defensive player. penalty for Galvehave. That means Al-Jamassi might get on the score sheet now. No, he missed. Oh, he missed. No. Hey, MJ. Good to see you in the chat. We've missed the penalty against the bots. Probably the worst way to get the chance. No free kicks. Just regular chances, please. Still coughing a bit. That's annoying. Sipo Mukkonen has been injured and Frano Lagund Silja has taken over his spot. In the goal, oh, I think Vanagor will be pissed from this situation. Ooh. Ooh. And I think he's been struck by some keeper injuries already this season. Just installed this Danish Hattrick helper tool. Is it always correct? No, it's not. It gives a fairly good idea, but I'd often say, especially at low, sometimes it underestimates the counter attacking tactic for sure. Let's take an investigative look at Penaros and Romanta, and I think it was in the cup this season. I'm fairly certain the keeper got injured here. Sipo Mukkonen, yeah, he was injured. Now he's injured again. He will be fuming. He will be absolutely fuming. He usually gets... He expresses when things goes against him. So I'm expecting to see something somewhere already, perhaps even during the match. Lokomotiv Ladenlicht has taken the lead. Sigrid Steinheuer. Steinheuer. Central attack, 10 minutes in. At least we've got some goals guaranteed in this matchup. Hopefully also in this one. Sanatti. So, guys, any good scouts call, or did you find some nice players today? Tendency on the left, and we could be goes wide this time. This is a counter-attack now for Nasty Dragons. Down the right side, we could see the Dragons take the lead here. Isidoro Rossi. Fantastic shot here. That's bad news. That's bad news for Dragons, missing the 54%. Hey, Johan, got one with 7 potential in passing. See tomorrow if he's got any playmaking. That's a good way to start, at least. And nothing to scoff at, even though you would probably like the solid potential to be in a main skill. I got a 15-year-old, 33-day unpredictable, 5 defending, and some passing. Crossing my fingers for like a solid potential or something. I pulled this guy last Sunday, Hattrick Pilgaard, and he was pulled. So his first match he revealed a solid scoring potential, and in his second match he revealed a passable winger potential. So would really love to see a little unpredictable or perhaps even a PNF spec on this guy. That would be brilliant. Technical even though it's not the most popular, but a spec would be cool for sure. He might even be worth a little, even without a spec, but it would be perfect. Union Belize. Cesarini with the save. Now they'll try to get going on the counter. The unknowns. Steinhøj's team here. It's about time, I think, that we get a chance at least for Inter-Kalvehave. Spec can only show up during games or reports. Sometimes it's unlikely that you get it on promotion, but it has happened that it didn't, that the coach didn't notice, or there wasn't any events or anything. It's quite rare, but it has happened. Hey, Mr. Fish. Welcome back. 1 sec. Could you drop the ID, the match ID in the chat? We'll take a look at it, of course. Steinhøjer. It's actually a goal here from Steinhøjer's central attack. There's a few factors helping increase the midfield rating, of course. Most importantly, the playmaking ability of the inner midfielders. The skill needed depends on what level you want to play. let's just check, see. There it is. Ulukis, 17 minutes in. Nice one. So the thing is, like, for my players, these are homegrown, and I'm trying to get to play in the top level league. So because this is a project where I train the players from the day they are promoted from the academy all the way to the highest possible level. So I'm aiming for mythical level 17. Apollo Abrolhos from left attack, and now we have Latendijk leading by 3. Hey Hamson. I found someone that has the same surname as me that I'm fighting against. Over a player or so. The second most important players for midfield contribution will be the wingers and the playmaking on those guys. I'm aiming for almost the same level. Oh, wait. Oh, I moved Stevie Benton up here. Yeah, Igor Becker is actually injured today. Why did you choose San Marino specifically for your second team? I was looking for a smaller country because potentially that could be a bit of a shortcut to some high-level, potentially top-flight Hattrick play, right? And then I liked my own theme of an internazionale club, and it's close to Italy, so that's how it kind of came together. Pierre-Louis Murat, perhaps even, taking advantage of the inexperience in the Union Police defense. It's a experience event, and now we have the equalizer 20 minutes in. Not a heap of goals. Latendijk. Stefano Massini, central attack. Just started the team in Northern Ireland. Fun to have a different experience than the one I have in Sweden. And Northern Ireland is... How big is of a Hattrick country is that? It cannot be... Oh, rather small actually. 202 active teams. How about San Marino? From comparison, a lot of Italian managers in San Marino. Okay. I actually had a comment about, it was an Irish user commenting on the podcast episode released Friday? Released on Friday, yeah. One of the things frustrating him was the foreign users in the Irish league system. But I guess, like, we don't see a lot of foreign teams or foreign users go far in the Danish league system, and I don't think that's the case in Sweden either, because, dare I say, some of the more classic Hattrick nations might not see this as a thing. We might have a tendency to go out and try to play in other countries though. San Marino is a good... Oh yeah, and it's a good playing time as well. I think because if you compare... If you look at Ireland... Can't imagine that it's a very big... Like, almost 800 active players. I think, like if you look at it from some sort of a balanced perspective, so... Denmark has around 4,500 active users, and the user base is a quite committed user base. There's a lot of... Without praising the Danish community too much, there's a high percentage of engaged and committed users. Let's say it like that. There's always a quite high number of Danish managers in the Masters. But if you look at Ireland, approximately 800 users. So in Ireland, they probably feel like it has 4 times the user base of Northern Ireland. So they just, now I'm just speculating, right? But I think in Northern Ireland, they're just happy to see more players potentially training good players. The committed user base, that is. And in between, in Hattrick terms, having a more established user base, a more developed Hattrick country, it might be seen as a nuisance because there's a committed user base that wants to reach the top, but there's players coming in from the outside, making the journey harder. It's not like they absolutely need more. It's nice for them, for the national team, I think. I would imagine, right? But for the players wanting to have an easier time going towards the top, it might be frustrating to see some other guy coming into, some Danish guy coming into the league system and trying to. But I mean, that's just one perspective. One thing that I think it's just a plus having more teams. Well, in terms of having a more vibrant and active world, Hattrick world, I think it's a good thing, but it's a balance, of course. But as like having a bigger ecosystem of committed and engaged users is always nice. I think that's changed drastically if you compare Hattrick to 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have to debate whether to transfer list or to fire your player, because you would always be able to sell basically any kind of player. You could always sell That's certainly not the case nowadays. I agree with that, but I don't think it's fun to play if it's only 50 teams in a country. I chose Northern Ireland because I wanted to be able to speak the language also. That's a very good thing to consider as well. That's one of the less satisfying things about playing in San Marino is I am not well versed in the Italian language, and they could probably be better at at English. So I'm not saying they are all not proficient, but it's a bit of a mismatch. But it's okay. since I'm committed to my own little storyline with Zanotti, Frangioni, and Gamellini, Belgicano, Volukis. Volukis now attacking down the left as well. Go on. Keep the scoring. That's the defender missing the tackle, not Volukis. There it is. It's not that hard to copy paste into a translator. Nasty Dragons taking the lead. Sergio Cappioccioni. That's true, but it's not a fluid experience, at least. Sometimes it's also like the small things. Like I've been in doubt whether it was even allowed. Like it varies from national forums with the rules. Are you allowed to post other players than the nationality? Oh, that's your surname. What's the match ID of your match? One of my players just started playing for the under-21s national team, but after the season I'm changing training. Should I make plans for training around those players or push them into national team? There's so many of my uncles. I don't, like, you shouldn't necessarily change your plan. Like, in my Danish team, my PNF I think it's just easier to just show him. That's not what I wanted to do. We will take a look at your match as well. Let's do that before we do anything else. Matches. We'll add it. Fiore. FGT. We're all playing Serravalle today. Where's your midfield? All right. Yeah, which country as well? The thing is, like I was trying to tell something really bad. Yeah. So today I played this match, and he, like this guy. And he actually played on the under 21s. And right now, just following my plan, beyond under 21s play, he's on the track to... He could reach the NG targets, right? But if he follow my plan, he won't reach that. He won't be high enough scoring, because I'm training midfielders primarily. Training these guys. Hauge, Åstrup, and Lisau. And so since this is Denmark as well, and Denmark is the national team I would like to see win the World Cup the most, have the best players, of course. If there's no competition for this guy, if he's just the top prospect as the PNF, I would consider letting him go to another trainer. Because I don't like the idea of ruining a potential national team player. Penarosa despite losing the keeper, take a 2-0 lead now. This time, this is a Faroe Island player. Sun Life. Tough to goal. Oh no, another free kick. Oh, I mean, if you don't feel the way I do, potentially. Oh, he scored. Assad Sabri Al-Jamasi. Then you should probably just stick to your own plan and not worry too much about it. You could also, if it's an important player, exactly. There's also the potential to make some extra money. If he is a potential NT target player, he could also be worth more potentially, because he does get some extra things like extra good experience and such. 4-0. I like the fact that the expected goals here aren't dropping further. The problem for me is the fact that the PNF, he is Danish, and it will be extremely tough to find a replacement. I could find a player that would be closer to the optimal PNF. I think he's more like a hybrid PNF defensive forward, really, which isn't the best, but he's Danish, and he's got a good amount of extra experience. He's at formidable experience at 23. Hey, Barak Mehdi. Oh. You can change your club name during the off season. There's a window to change it. How are you doing, Barak? Any good youth pulls? The Feitino Finns. Klaus, one back. Jeremiah Åkerman, central attack. The off season is during like you play 14 league games, and then there's 2 weeks without league games. 1 week for the qualification match. And so after the qualification match, you can change your team name. You have a half a season to think about it. Yeah, me too. No chance to score 36 minutes in. The weak sector for Penelope Bramante. Also, not playing the PNF normally without instruction today, because quite frankly I don't expect to be missing any chances. I don't hope to. Perhaps with more of a drawback if we get a lot of more goals, but in that case we have scored a lot of goals, so. Gon Godson, Katalin Corena. Oh yeah, obviously he's from Spain. Katalin Corena. With the chance here? Oh, he's made the goal. He's made it. Interkalvehave. Oh yeah. Nasty Dragons. That's the objective next week. Nicola Arco. Arco. No goal for Mickey B here. I would love a draw. One of the most important matches of the season. Obviously to both Nasty Dragons and Mickey B, but also to me. So please, Mickey B. Hey, Steve. Nice to see you back in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Burgagni. No chance. Well, there was a chance, but no goal, obviously. 39 minutes played. Ladendicht. Oh, it's actually saved this time. From the central sector. Corner to head event. Cesar Raya. Doing quite alright. I'm a little tired today because the regatta scheduled for yesterday got called off due to high winds, but we sailed the route anyway, had a bit of a practice sail, and then we sailed the actual race today. 2 days in a row. It is a little rough. Oh yeah, and the harvest. How's the harvest going? Four more minutes until halftime. Could we get a goal or two? Yeah, it was quite tough to sail also today. Even a bit more wind today than actually what the forecast had told us. But once you're out there, it really is also such a big difference if you're sailing downwind or up against the wind. Another miss from Ladendicht. Sometimes it's better to just to rest it out and Carlo Cruyff-Bolini. That's Damiano Tomassi reducing the lead here. I certainly know about... Oh! Damiano Tomassi. Quick event, Randy Vadalanda with the assist for Louis Peruch. How are the current game results? Well, I'm actually hoping for a draw here between Nasty Dragons and Mickey B because they are out in the lead here. Oh, this is interesting. The Dragons are down to passable formation. This could help. I would like to see these guys draw. Next week and the week after, I'm playing Nasty Dragons twice. On the other hand, I haven't been able to beat Mickey B any time really, so yeah, maybe we'll need to learn how to do it exactly. It's almost half time. Still, I'm apologizing if I accidentally cough into the microphone. I still have a bit of a cough still. And I actually think I am going to brew myself a cup of tea with some honey while we prepare for the second half. It's 4-0 for Kalvehave. Latendicht as well, leading against the bots. Nasty Dragons holding on to a 1-0 lead against Mickey B, and we have currently a draw between BK Junior Belize and the Unknowns. Fayutano Finns are trailing by 1 goal, 1-2 against Penarosa Bramante at home. There's a glimmer of hope though because of the injury for Sipo Mukunen. Sonic the Hedgehog and Mylunas are tied, deadlocked even still at 0-0, and it's also level 2-2 between Lacalin and Damiano Tomassi. Piccolo Ubise lead 1-0 at halftime against Forti Calcio, the leaders of the league. They're not leading as we speak in the live table. That's Penarosa Bramante leading. And then finally, we actually have Serravalle leading against Fiore FGC. That looks a little lucky, but inadequate stamina. I think this will be turned around in the second half due to stamina capacity differences. So don't worry too much about it. I think it might be just fine when we are at the final whistle. That's my guess. Oops. That's the button I was looking for to turn off the mic. Be right back, making a cup of tea for my sore throat. Right. What's up, Hamson, about your league journey this season? Is it troublesome? It's a strong league you're in. Oh, the club. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just having a look at the league table. So you drew in the first round, I think. It's also like sometimes you don't want to play the strongest team in the first round because you want to invest some team spirit, right? I mean, I'm guessing your team is winding up quite. Oh, the long shot, yeah. The third round, let's take a look. Oh, you thought he'd be coming with more midfield? But it looks like you are in a position where you could turn it around. Good second half of the season. On one side attack, you just pull it up again. Oh yeah, okay. I actually missed it, that it was unnoteworthy. Oh, I see. Mythical almost. You would have preferred just to play your regular the long shots? If I'm trying to guess, because I don't know a lot about long shots, but yeah. Harkonnens. I don't know why I said that with a Finnish accent. Ish. Oh, this is... I was like... Why aren't you further ahead in the average ratings? But that's because of your attack. 13.5. Let's just compare. The Falcons here, I think he got pissed about a cup loss. So he sold like his 5 best players. He's still winning, that's a bit annoying. But hopefully I wouldn't mind grabbing the win league. Getting a qualification match would actually be quite good. Perhaps the number 13 can actually do some damage. Number 2. I'm playing GGB twice now. That might... yeah, that should be doable with my team. These are my ratings for today. Inadequate form. Weak form on the wing. That's a little annoying, but that's how it is at times. Luckily, we're not really competing. Almost ready for the second half. 7. McCulloch guessed for a 7-0 win here. Wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind more, to be honest. How am I still in... With NT caliber players, I'm not. They are 4 seasons away of being an NT caliber player. 5, 6, 7. I'm fully aware that I should probably start looking at promoting to the next tier, just to get more passive income from my cycle. But without saying too much about the Danish community, or sounding too confident. The percentage of committed and engaged managers in the Danish community is quite high. And I think it's one of the rather competitive countries. But we are not that big, but we are doing well at the minute on more fronts. Yeah, Yeah, there definitely is a big difference. Especially now, because in Denmark they reduced the number of divisions in Division 6. So it's actually the same amount of divisions in 6 and 5 now. So there's more movement between those layers now, or those tiers. Meaning the difference between, like, Division 5 is a little weaker now on average than it was just a few seasons ago. Because more teams automatically promote. Also by accident, because newer teams don't know the fact. They're not aware. That's probably a bunch of those Danish managers not being fully up to date. Hey, Oregano. Do you think Vanago is fuming about his keeper today? But probably he was super angry when he got injured in the first round of the cup, at least. Ladendicht attacking Savoldi. Over the bar. Damiano Tomasi takes the lead. Stakini, central attack. 48 minutes in. Borcellini. Your fans are punishing you today. 50k. Banchioni, number 5, central attack. Another attack now. Banchioni. Again. That's the best sector. Could probably be 6 now. There it is. A brace. Back-to-back goals. Back-to-back minutes. It's Francioni. I'm probably playing my last Rupee Cup match on Wednesday in Denmark. I'm just sad I had to play so many matches in the Rupee Cup. Because I lost in the second round of the Cup. And then I lost the second round of the league. Back-to-back defeat. It takes a little while for them to get cheery. But it's slowly coming around. Sergio Lucas. Seven. Booyaka booyaka. That means we have the best goal difference. Then we probably could check Mickey B, who do they play next round? Ladendicht, alright. Now it's a central attack here. This would be a little lucky. Di Nicolo. No? They keep flying in now. A brace. That's 3 braces. Not complaining. Not complaining. Piling on to the wow, Penarosa, PNF. Patra. Their struggles in scoring? Yeah. Going for a double hat-trick? A double hat-trick would mean we scored 10 tonight. That would be very pleasing, to say the least. But yeah, certainly. I mean, it helps that we are training passing now and we actually play 2-5-3, at least against the bots. But then it's a reinforcing factor now, piling on the team confidence. And it makes a vast difference. Nasty Dragons will be the opposition the 2 coming weeks. We potentially have a chance to consolidate, take hold of the lead. Also because Mickey B will play Ladendicht twice. Looking at Nasty Dragons, I think they did lose some formation or organizational level in the first half, so it could be he's preparing the counterattack for a visit from the Nerazzurri. There's a goal for Fiorentino RSM. Down to right, Zanotti. And Forti Calcio with the equalizer, Carlo Il Cucco Zafferani. Sonic the Hedgehog is taking the lead. Counter down the right, Domingo Maeso. If they drop in organizational level, again, I see a little chance of a draw here. But if Nasty Dragons win, we'll just have to be thorough in our job trying to get a win against the Nasty Dragons. But we might as well analyze a bit here. Two good sectors. Fairly strong defense. Is this a keeper being trained at defense? He's a former on the 21s. I noticed. Wait a sec. We can definitely check see if we just find one of the national team games. This right back, he's a defender. Okay. All right. See hit there? That's Sonic the Hedgehog. Down the left. A little unlikely, looks like. Yeah, it's missed. Emiliano Pavon. Raul Preoteasa. Making the swamp. More to come here. think we have a stalled match viewer here. "62 minutes in, 8 goals tonight." Just noticing 4 unpredictable, racking up those unpredictable players all of a sudden. BK's Union Belize grabs the lead on a penalty. Casio Selva, 64 minutes in. What's the highest TS level one can have with proper staff? You mean at the actual game? Yeah, you must. Yeah, I think it's somewhere around. With a midweek match as well. Welcome back, Steve. On a match day, yeah, I'd expect. I mean, I remember seeing the old tables before you had the change to the Psycho, and I think back then it was agreed upon that 8.3 or so at game day would be the highest possible team spirit. So I think it's highly likely that's like in a scenario nowadays, unless of course you do the training intensity trick, the Nero pill. But that's a completely different scenario. You're trying to calculate some midfield rating for a future opponent. Mickey B. Kopicek. No goal this time. .3. What are this? Nah, it's just a table from back in the day. I mean, like proper back in the day. with a completely different staff system. Nasty Dragons on the counter down the right. Eckehard. Button shite. I think like the sub skill of the leadership of the coach doesn't really matter. I think most likely passable, solid. It's more like solid is more likely just like a buffer to have, like longevity of the coach, rather than actual output in the match. I don't think there's much of a difference between. I might be able to find that screenshot of a table posted somewhere. I remember having that picture saved on my PC 20 years ago. Let's see. Oh, I remember where I found the old one. I think. A random question. I'm considering changing region for my youth scouts. What should I have take into consideration? I read something about having adaptation time if I'm changing. I'm currently scouting the smallest region, but I think a lot of people must be doing the same. Not sure it's the best thing to do anymore. Any hints? So you guys were discussing this. You guys were discussing this on the Discord server, right? I think I'm quite sure. I think now there was a guy posting something about the most talent. Like if you looked at my academy, most of the best players were from the same region. But I don't think that's necessarily because it's better in any way. That might be coincidental with the fact that the most dedicated managers might have like they believed in this concept, or still do. Damiano Tomasi, 4-2 now. Luis Perush, central attack, and Fiora FGC. Reducing the lead of Serravalle now. It's Primo Staffoli scoring the 2-1 goal, and they are gaining ground in this matchup. So because a lot of like there used to be this theory about the player pools, how they were refilled. So, and there probably is this theory about like if it's a small region, it would only get new players once it was completely empty. But I'm fairly certain the HTs actually said that it's not the way it's working, because it's refilled constantly. So on the other hand, you could have more fresh players from a big region if more players are actually pulling from that region. I have to go wipe my nose again. Oh, no worries. I will just... So there was an idea of how... that the pools were only refreshed with new players if it was completely emptied. And then playing in a small region, you could easier... If more managers just constantly made scouts calls from those regions, they could easier have the pool replenished by new players. But the HGs, I'm fairly certain they said that new players are added constantly, and not when a region is actually emptied. But because more managers believe this to be true, or the other concept, you see a lot of Danish managers pulling from the Greenland region. Donati. Substitution for Myalinas. Pan Kangso. Patronat, capable of converting another PNF event here. I think there should be something in store here. I feel the pulls have been getting worse lately. Right now I've been mostly pulling late 16-year-olds. I think also, like, psychology is just like, it's easier to remember when, or take notice of when you're unlucky. I genuinely don't think it's worth speculating too much in. Just remember to check potentials early, pull the 15-year-olds, and pray. And I had rejected a youth the first weekend. Oh, you got him offered again. So I'm guessing he was on 1.9 million transfer, but he had 2 high skills. Or something like that, right? And what the philosophy on scouting time? What time you call the scouts? I'm saying any speculation in that regard is just superstition. It does not matter at all. Like I usually always just call during halftime or just before game time. But I'll write you a blueprint of the soul of your scout, and how annoyed he is to be called early in the morning. This is a representation of that. It does not matter. It's only about feeling, oh, I feel lucky when I call them the first thing in the morning. No, but I mean, only that bit. Oh yeah, I mean, people can be as superstitious as they like. If I actually remembered the time of the day, maybe I should do some digging here. Oh, what on earth is going on here? This is actually unfair. From this corner, from this scenario, I think. Joaquin Rodriguez, he gets away even though he had a nasty injury on I see what you did there. I was thinking, oh yeah, I want to check out something. Maybe I'm getting superstitious now. But that's just because until a minute ago I didn't feel like I had a recollection of when I actually pulled my 7 million keeper prospect. What time of day? But actually, now I'm trying to find out. But normally I do it as a part of my Danish stream. The league stream. Promoted players, all promoted players. The substitute keeper saves the day here. Or perhaps not. This might be a reduction. Wow. Not today, I'm afraid. This isn't the day. Alright, so just now this... Now here's the thing is... excellent defender, solid passing, unpredictable specialty, and passable set pieces. And it was just before they started producing like a keeper pulse with with the specs as well. So he was still promoted as an outfielder. Oh, and he had disastrous keeping, by the way. 14 matches at under 21 level during the unfortunately for him, he wasn't like a World Cup generation player because it was for the Euros, but he will be pretty good. 10.5 stars now as a keeper. Master Dragons up 3-0 now. But so if I yes, but he was excellent defending, which is the longest stretch. Like if you talk about HGMS, training defender all the way to excellent is the hardest bit you can have in the academy as well, because he wasn't generated as a keeper. He was generated as a field player, retrained as a keeper instead. The first few levels of keeper is just like pop, pop, pop. If he's high defense, he could I mean, in general, keepers are not very They don't generate a lot very good sales unless they are very good. But if they're very good, then there's a crazy ceiling. And don't worry about that at all, Steve. I mean, now, if I synchronized with Hattrick Youth Club exactly the moment I pulled that guy, I should, if I'm becoming a superstitious fella right now, I should be pulling a quarter past 2, and he was pulled the 18th of December 2022. Just checking, that must have been a Sunday. That's my guess, because usually I can't wait. Sunday, 2:15. Yeah, that's actually a very good question. Why would you focus on him? I mean, if you don't have anything else, he could yield some profit for sure. And I'd actually say keepers are one of the good. Like if it's not a, like for instance the keeper that I sold, he probably won't make a lot in commission fees going forward, unless or not until after he has played at the national team, I think, because it's a very dedicated trainer. He bought 2 keepers to train for the actual national team, so obviously I don't expect him to be sold during that training stint. unless something happens, unless he says, I don't want to play Hattrick anymore, so could someone take him over? But if you set that, an equalizer for Youngins, Danny, oh dear. But if you then set the reference for him as the absolute top prospect you could draw, if you set him at index 100, he's your index. If you then imagine 90% keeper, they tend to get sold often. People want to train them set pieces, earn some money, sell them on. Some other bloke wants to take over the training project. Now he has a keeper with high set pieces. People often need to, my keeper got injured. I'll buy another one. I'll just sell this guy when he's ready to play again, because potentially you can't. A lot of teams only run one keeper. Brazilian goalkeeper's a thing. I couldn't say for sure, but I can tell you this much: I wouldn't pay for it. I mean, not looking at Peñarrosa Bramante as an example, because he's been unlucky. But as far as I know, the keeper is also less susceptible to injury, because there's situations where he cannot be. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I wouldn't pay for the chance of less of a risk. I wouldn't pay extra for it. That's probably what I should say. How often do you try to reveal set pieces in the academy? Only in the circumstance or in a scenario where you have an extremely talented player and you have nothing else on, or if it's a keeper, like in the caliber that I was training. So when I trained that guy, I had no idea of his. I didn't actually get the reveal of set pieces, because it's hard to get the reveal. All the players fielded and received training, so it's actually hard to get the reveal of set pieces as well. So often I trained it blindly with because he was such an extremely valuable player. And set pieces for a keeper out of the academy or the national team, where every week matters. Every little. I did it for him, but I wouldn't recommend it for anyone else unless it's such a player. So I don't think it's a mistake. Now, often you would waste time if you're just looking for the reveal. You could get it on any player receiving training. So in that way, in that regard, set pieces in the youth academy is actually a little complicated. It's also slow compared to like the first few levels on senior level. You can actually, you should time that with a stamina boost as well, because for the first few levels you don't even need 60% of a full training slot to gain a level. So you should actually get that bit of stamina that you would because you're actually just wasting training for a few weeks at least. The Nasty Dragons win 3-0 against Mickey B. Good win. 3-0. Perhaps a little more than I would have liked to see, because now they'll get a little more confidence heading into the double. Fiore FGC don't quite make the comeback that I was thinking they would. But honestly, if you are dedicated to your first training setup, you might end up losing against the bot. And it's not that uncommon, to be honest. A draw between Forti Calcio and Pico Orbisa means that Peñarrosa Bramante has taken over the lead in the table. They have they've won 4-1 against Fayetonu Fins on this evening. A lucky win, I'd deem here actually, to because they were unlucky to get a keeper injury. That probably put it more in the home team favor, but they didn't really have the same share of luck when it came to chance distribution. 8-0 for Interkalvehave. Serravalle beaten 3 braces, Sergio Lucas, Flancioni and Bolukis. Ladendicht beating RSM, Fiorentino RSM 4-1. Sonic the Hedgehog winning 1-0 home against the Mayalinas. And Damiano Tomasi takes 4-2 win away from home against the Legalin FC. A draw between Union Police and the Unknowns. Updated league table. Here it is. We overtake Mickey B and are lined up for an interesting match against Nasty Dragons in just a week. Alaric could be watching, so I'm not going to reveal too much about tactics and everything right now, or ideas. Selling Elidio Rodriguez. Yeah, that's the question though. No specialty. I don't think this guy will get sold. Did he play today? He did. Bucarini. A youth pool. Okay. We'll see. Let's just take a look at the numbers. The numbers, Watson. What do they say? Well, that's interesting. Do you think your San Marino opponents have advantage of your streams? A little. A tiny bit. I mean, I probably should stop doxing the team confidence page and the team spirit. But I mean, the team spirit, they could deduct that if they like. I don't think Alaric will be surprised that I'm taking it easy against the bot, and I will be having more midfield if we go midfield, right? I'm certainly not going to open the lineup page right now. And like when things get more competitive, I might be more secretive about some stuff. But most top managers know the blueprint of a player and could just go look up like national team targets and reverse engineer. Like you can bluff. I'd say my team ready for third division. The thing about playing in San Marino is there's not a lot of teams, but it gets quite steep quite fast. 10-25. No, I don't think that's enough. But the thing is, I'm playing out of one of the close to one of the strongest Division 4 right now. That's true. Always more. It was more like giving him a better idea of the numbers, like confidence and team spirit. But like obviously he will not be surprised that team spirit is probably not low at this point, because I've just played bots 2 weeks in a row. Definitely match of the season going to be selected for both of you next week. No, not necessarily, because if you look at this, week 7, Nasty Dragons at home. Week 8, Nasty Dragons away from home. I would play it cool. The home game and mods away, the away game. I'm quite lucky because I have Ceravale, a bot team after Nasty Dragons. But then right after, Belize, Ladendicht, The Unknowns, then a bot, then Mickey B. Now you can analyze. Could check C home and away. Counterattacks. Counterattacks. Now against. Wait a second. Let me just. He should be passable formation. Now, the thing is, I'm probably going to have to take notice if this is the approach in the friendly, in the midweek friendly cup game, the counter attacking approach. He will be full formation experience potentially against me. When is he playing? On Wednesday. Now, because he played a new formation today, then he could potentially play that against me without any loss in organizational. But he could also have it as a bluff now. Oh yeah, but he know that I know that he know that I know that he knows, right? You know, you know that I know that he knows that I know. Alright, I'm modsing on Sunday. I want to set a record. No, I'm just... You know, the tricky part about YouTube. Hey, Slovan. Massini. What are you doing up there? Yeah, Slovan, it's a bit. I mean, I'm fairly close to winding down and shutting off the stream, unfortunately. But I need to get to bed early. I need a good rest, starting early tomorrow, and I'm a little under the weather, and I need to get well now. Get past this. It's annoying. Stupid cough. Good win today, 8-0. We have the best goal difference now. Also, a pro tip. Like if you would want to do... I doxed myself! Now I could go back and blur that, but I mean... blur that moment out, but I won't. I'm fairly sure he has a good idea of my team spirit anyway, so... yeah. Next Saturday, HDI community livestream as well on Saturday, because for the first time in a long while, I think actually, did I stream round 4 or so? But it feels like so long ago I actually got to stream the HDI games Saturday stream as well. That's my my hope. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the chat today and taking part, hanging out, enjoying some Hattrick. I will need to hit the hay and rest a bit. Probably, hopefully, be better come morning. So, have a great week. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.